The views and opinions expressed on the Hard Time Podcast are of the hosts and guests individually. The Hard Time Podcast is for entertainment purposes only and is not affiliated with any entity, agency, or department. Human beings have thoughts and feelings that do not necessarily affect the professional performance of their duties.
So they always want to try, but we've got to be proactive.
Officers being praised for their quick actions.
Got to still remain professional and do a job.
County Sheriff says, quote, they are heroes in my book.
Regular day at the office.
It's the Hard Time Podcast. I'm John. I'm a former correctional officer. I did that job for 6.5 years. That was 10 years ago, though. So you can't do a podcast that's based on a job that you did 6.5 years ago. That's why joining me normally is my podcasting partner with the post-Iraq personality, the profane one, Jake motherfucker Walder, Sergeant somewhere in the American Southwest, possibly in Area 52. Jake, however, has decided selfishly to take today off. He is with his family on the 4th of July. Luckily, I have no one that loves me, so I am still here doing a show for you, paid subscribers. That's just the kind of guy that I am. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who is subscribing to the show, and if you listen on the 4th of July, I guess thank you for doing that. I guess you don't have a family either. But I'm actually really pleased today because I have a special guest. Those of you who have been longtime subscribers remember probably about back in episode 6, we had a nurse on the show, a prison nurse. We did 2 episodes where we talked about her experience inside a prison. And I hate to say that I'm going to one up that, but I totally am today because I have a doctor joining me from Germany. He works at a very famous prison out there. His name is Dr. I believe, am I pronouncing this right? Dr. Dirk Grimsby. Is that correct?
Hello. It is my pleasure to be here. I have never done podcasts before. This is a great honor to be on American media. However, if I may, Dr. Emery Grimsby.
Emery.
Dirk was my maiden name.
Your maiden name, okay. Well, first of all, thank you, Doctor. This is a humble show. You said you are happy to be on American media. About every third person in this country has a podcast. Is podcasting very big in Germany? You guess you guys don't have that?
That would be bad.
Okay. So how long have you been a doctor?
30 or 60 years now. It feels like forever.
Okay. Have you always been the staff physician at Stamheim, or did you start elsewhere? Or did you have your own practice?
In Germany, it is very hard to have your own practice. The government there is not like the United States. Here you tell the government things, they check things out, and it can be very hard to get one past the government. In Germany, we have an old saying, if you cannot genocide them, join them.
Oh my God, okay. I didn't know that was the attitude over there. Tell me, doctor, are you a general practitioner, or do you have a specialty, anything that comes in handy when you're working inside the largest prison in Germany?
I specialize in internal surgery.
Internal, okay. So as opposed to the external kind, I suppose that comes in pretty handy when you're working in a place where there's a lot of trauma and violence.
I'm very good at the surgery. That is my expertise.
Okay, what's your specialty, though? Do you do thoracic surgery, orthopedic, plastic surgery, or are you just sort of a general surgery expert?
You don't believe that I'm an expert with the surgery?
No, I believe you're an expert. I didn't mean to imply that. I just wondered, like, what is your background? Like, how does it work being a staff surgeon? In the United States, we don't have universal health care here. So, like, if an inmate is required to go to the hospital, we wouldn't do that. We wouldn't do their medical treatment in-house. It would be my job actually to take inmates to have surgery. That was something I had to do quite a bit when I was a correctional officer. I saw an ankle being relocated once. I saw a prostatectomy on an inmate that I didn't like very much. I even saw spinal surgery one time, which was really interesting. There's no surgery that takes place inside an American prison that I know of. Are you saying that you do surgeries inside the prison there?
I can do surgery.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that makes sense because the healthcare is provided by the government and you work for the government, right?
I will do your surgery.
You're gonna do what? You're gonna do me one?
I can perform surgery, yeah.
Yes, doctor. I'm sorry. I think we're confused. I know that you're a surgeon.
Would you like one surgery?
What?
I will give you free surgery. It's free in Germany.
No, thank. I mean, I'm in pretty good health. I mean, I appreciate the offer, though. Thank you.
You think it's a big deal for surgery, or that I do surgery for you?
No, thank you for the offer. I don't need surgery, but thank you. I'm good.
I surge all the time.
Yes, I'm sure of that. Okay.
You believe me?
Yes, I believe you're a surgeon.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, doctor. I think we got a little off track there. I'm going to edit that out. Don't worry. I'll take care of it.
You know, your adenoids look poofy to me. They look poofed up.
My what?
Adenoids. They look poofy.
Are you saying my adenoids?
Hey, adenoids. Adenoid hypertrophy. You are allergic, maybe? Do you have allergies against anything?
No, doctor. Thank you. I feel good. I appreciate it. I wanted to ask you about working at the Stamheim prison. I don't know if you're comfortable talking about the in-custody deaths that have happened there. It's something that happens in this country quite a bit, and frankly, prisons around the world. I've had some experience with it. Inmates who've killed themselves accidentally, sometimes on purpose. I handled an inmate homicide once. I wanted to ask you, how does it work when an inmate passes away inside the walls? Are you, if you're on staff there, are they usually transported elsewhere or seen, or how does that work?
Could be normal growth, but they are quite large. Perhaps it is an American physiognomy. How do you breathe at night? Are you sleeping at night and breathing?
Yes, I'm sleeping and breathing, but doctors, about the inmates.
You breathe from your mouth at night? You snore.
Sometimes.
Drink a glass of water right now.
I don't want to drink a glass.
Drink water. I want to see the adenoid below.
I'm sorry, I don't have a glass of water, and I don't need to. Thank you. I'm good. I don't need you to look at my adenoids. I appreciate it though.
They should come out. They will strangle you in your sleep. You won't see it coming in the night. It will choke you. Could be any time. They must be disposed of, Jonathan.
Okay. I don't want to talk about my adenoids.
Could be tonight.
Okay. I want to talk about the prison in Germany.
The tonsils could get tangled up, tied in a knot. They need to come out.
I feel like we should move on.
The gizzard as well. Usually poofiness comes in threes. That is an old German saying too.
The gizzard?
Sorry, there is no translation maybe.
For what? The gizzard? What organ are you calling the gizzard?
Perhaps it has no translation.
Chickens have gizzards. Humans do not have gizzards.
Germans have gizzards.
No, Germans do not have gizzards. What organ are you thinking of? The gallbladder?
No, it is mistranslation. I apologize.
How can you look at me and just by looking think that I have a gallbladder infection?
It grinds up the food. Everybody knows what a gizzard is.
That is a gizzard. Yes, that's what a gizzard is. I don't have one of those. I don't think that you're a doctor.
Like teeth.
Yes, I have teeth. I don't have a gizzard.
stomach tastes.
Are you Googling what a gizzard is?
9. It is the mechanical stomach filled with rocks. It provides the grit. Everybody knows this, Jonathan.
Okay, can we talk about the prison, please?
Oh, naturally.
Okay, well, I don't mean to be insulting you, but you have in my mind pretty much settled the debate about universal health care versus the private system.
Oh, big debate, Shirley. I am glad that is settled.
Okay. Where I worked, the officers and the medical staff, they would frequently kind of be at odds with each other. The inmates would often put on a big show about being ill or being in pain in front of the nurses and the doctors whenever we did have a provider in. But that's just because they wanted drugs, they wanted trips to the hospital, or even just sympathy. Is that something that you see a lot of in there in Germany?
Oh, yes. They do make mountains out of hills, don't they?
Yes, they do that, of course. The medical staff, they won't or can't risk their medical licenses by denying care to an inmate. So they have to conduct themselves like a nurse or a provider would in any other setting in this country. So a lot of times the conflict that we have is that it bothers the officers who have to deal with the same bad behavior from the inmates every day. And we kind of see the medical staff kind of encouraging them to do that. A lot of inmates are faking things.
Many people fake many things. I am not a fake.
Okay, yes. Do you encounter difficulties working with the correctional officers there? Are you hesitant to grant requests that allow inmates out of the treatment for facilities? I guess we didn't really get to the bottom of that. Do they leave Stamheim for serious problems, or what's your experience like with working with the officers there?
Officers?
Well, yeah, the correctional officers. And do you call them prison guards?
We have no prison guards here at Ramstein.
You don't have any guards there?
No.
Well, what do you call the security staff?
We have no security here at Ramstein.
Okay. Are you saying that it's minimum security there? I've read it's the biggest prison in Germany. Like, it's the biggest one. Famously, Stamheim had the Red Army faction there in the 70s. Wikipedia says that you're maximum to supermax. So it seems like that's as big as it could possibly be. So I'm using the wrong words for the staff there, or how are we getting confused?
We have no prison guards anywhere in Germany. Minimum security prison. And on the honor system, as we allow the merchandise to act as though they are autonomous. Every inmate is allowed one oopsie daisy.
Merchandise and oopsie daisy. I'm very confused there. How do we get from talking about prisons from all over the world, from France and Mexico and all these places that have correctional officers? And I've been doing the show for a couple of years, and now I'm finding out that there's a prison in Germany that has no corrections officers at all.
Germany is a very high trust society.
What does that even mean? You're like, you said you're on the honor system. You all just leave at 5 p.m. and when the paperwork's done, and you come back in the morning at 9 and all the inmates are just there waiting for you.
How do I put this? Germany has avoided many of the problems of the American prison system.
What does that mean?
I'd rather not get into it.
No, what do you mean by that?
I'd rather not say. I'm a doctor, not a sociologic technician.
A what?
I'm not a sociologician.
Okay, you don't have prison guards and you avoided the problems of American prisons and you won't say why.
Yes, I do surgeries mostly. Rhinoplasty and forced tattoo removal. Then I was but a mere child. I performed my first blepharoplasty, eyelid removal. on my grandfather. He had been bedridden for months. I thought the best way to cheer up his little heart was a wonderful makeover. When he awoke, he looked quite surprised. Alas, he was far from pleased.
All right, that's the worst thing I've ever heard. Okay. To be honest, I don't really think that we should do this episode.
Have you ever had wound surgery?
I think we're having like a language barrier problem here. I don't really.
I had surgery this morning.
All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Grimsby, I guess. I appreciate you.
Do you say Emery?
Emery Grimsby. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Yes. Physician scientist searching for the hidden strengths all humans have. Removing eyelids from his grandfather. Thank you so much for this episode.
Jonathan, just don't take my words for it. One surgery, two tops at your leisure. You could say, how could you say nine at that? I have the perfect surgery for you to prove my validity. You see?
Okay, yeah.
Hair removal of that pesky beard.
Okay.
No more itching and orders. A simple lasering will do this. But I cannot be held liable for any scarring or burning, if I may make that clear.
Okay,
Thank you.
You don't need a laser to take off a beard. You're obviously not a surgeon.
You will believe I am a surgeon.
Okay. Well, you're the one that's actually making it hard for me to believe that you're a surgeon right now. I'm pretty sure I'm being punked. Are you still there?
I believe I have made myself clear.
Yes, you've made yourself clear. All right. Episode over. We're not doing this. Thank you, Dr. Grimsby. I don't know.
I could say you're welcome.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Grimsby. Folks, remember, we got merch. Go to the merch store. There's a link in the description. There's t-shirts there and all kinds of good Hard Time podcast stuff. Sorry about the short episode. I guess it's the 4th of July anyway, and I thought this was a real doctor from Germany. So I just don't believe everything you read on the internet. Jake's not here to do his classic dad joke to take us out, but just look up a good one on the internet. We'll catch you back here next time.